This week on the Road with Mickey, one ride, many parks.
We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
And he's Grogu saying, "Hi Brenda."
He's so cute. I love him. Want to squeeze the cheeks.
You know, everyone in the Odyssey thinks he's talking to them, but he's really just talking to you.
Right. And we are on the road with Mickey. This is episode 287 for October 27th, 2025. And our feature topic this week is One Ride, Many Parks. And what it is we are looking at those attractions that span multiple Disney parks. And we're going to just kind of hash them out and pick which ones we like best, you know? So this might be fun. It might be more challenging in some cases than I think. And it'll be really interesting to see how it sways. And it might be really kind of cool to tabulate which ones we like best where. And kind of say, oh, this park had, 82 and this one had 81 or whatever, you know? But anyway, we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, we have some cheddar from the Big Cheese. And Sophie, you start us off with a mouthful.
Oh, yeah, but it's an excellent mouthful, and I'm very excited for it. The holiday spirit is set to sparkle once again at Disney Springs as the Christmas tree stroll makes its festive return for the 2025 season. Walt Disney World has now revealed the full list of tree themes for this year's event, and there's plenty for everyone to love, from Disney classics to new favorites and theme park attractions. 2025 Christmas tree themes lineup features a wide mix of beloved Disney, Pixar, and holiday-themed properties. Each tree is intricately decorated to reflect its theme, often including music, lighting, and even a few Magic Band Plus interactive effects for select displays. This is the full list. We have Coco, we have the Disney villains, Encanto, Fantasia, Frozen, Lilo and Stitch, The Lion King, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, Moana, The Princess and the Frog, and Toy Story. And for special effects with Magic Band Plus, we have the return of the Haunted Mansion tree, the Star Wars tree, and Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's
awesome.
Cool.
Yes, it is.
That's
I
really
remember last year, me and my Aunt Robin, that is my daddy's sister, we went to Disney Springs because we were waiting on the Christmas party and we had a lot of time to kill. So we went there and we were walking around looking for a place to eat. And all of a sudden, I just hear the Christmas tree next to me start beating like a heartbeat, going thump, 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 thump. And I turned to look, and there was my beloved Constance Hatchaway hanging on the tree, and I'm like, oh, it's a Haunted Mansion themed one. Then I looked down at my magic band, which was on my wrist, and it was glowing bright red in time with the heartbeat sound, and I realized what had happened. That was so, so cool.
That is cool.
So cool.
All right. Well, buckle up and get ready for takeoff. Soarin' will be receiving an all-new airborne adventure across the U.S. That's right, you'll be soaring across America at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort, debuting this coming summer 2026. The new bi-coastal offering will showcase the United States from sea to shining sea, highlighting some of the country's natural beauty and iconic cityscapes. This will be brought to life with the iconic elements that make Soarin' unforgettable. The flight, the sights and score, even the scents. Walt Disney Imagineering is hard at work capturing more than a dozen breathtaking locations for the new flight. And I think this
Oh,
is
wow.
absolutely incredible because it times right in line with the 250th
That's why they're
celebration
doing
of
it. Yeah.
America.
So I
Yeah,
have to wonder what the score is going to sound like. I'm really curious if it's
I
going to
am
be
too.
very patriotic.
And
Well,
someone,
I imagine. Go on, Daddy.
I was gonna say, someone posted a meme, and it was the Statue of Liberty angled like this, and said, "I better see the Statue of Liberty looking like this, bent over, when I ride Soren."
She's practicing her crescent moon pose for her
Oh
yoga
my
class,
gosh.
okay?
I'm telling you, that skewed, I have seen that over and over on the Leaning Tower. It's
And the
crazy
Eiffel
how they
Tower.
lean.
And those
Yes.
spires at the Taj Mahal. I'm gonna miss Soarin' Around the World. I do really enjoy that show, but I'm excited for what's coming. And of course, I
Yeah.
imagine the score is going to be the same theme of that Soarin' motif, the bum bum ba da bum ba dum, but mixed with a little bit more
Patriotic.
American classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Somebody is already making spoof videos from drones that are like soaring over Walmart and all
Oh,
across the US.
Oh gosh.
Oh God, being over a Walmart parking lot. I know they're not going to include that. That's
you know
funny.
what would be funny now that I think about it?
What is that?
If if the flight starts off in whatever park the ride is located in, like if you start off at the flight in Disneyland if you're in Disneyland and Walt Disney World if you're in Epcot, and then the end of the flight ends in the other
Other
park.
park. That would be
Oh my
cool.
God, that would be
So
cool.
that would be two separate videos, or at
Yeah.
least the
Yeah.
video edited so that the ending and the beginning are flipped.
That's
That
Yeah,
would be
cool.
really cool.
Disney, if you're listening, she's got a great
just a heads up.
idea.
Yeah. Uh,
Well, our last bit of cheddar has to do with a special festival, of course. Epcot guests will soon be able to celebrate creativity in all its forms once again because the Epcot International Festival of the Arts will return to Walt Disney World from January 16th through February 23rd, 2026, bringing color, flavor, and imagination to the park's winter season. Oh, I love the stuff there for the Festival of the Arts, especially the food concoctions that are all colorful and bright and yummy looking.
yeah. Yeah. Well, that is some great cheddar.
Yeah. A lot
Awesome
of good
cheddar.
stuff this week, especially considering last week we had nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd
don't
say that's a
forget.
good comeback.
Yep. Don't forget to connect with us on our Facebook page, On the Road with Mickey. Facebook group is the On the Road with Mickey group. All the questions of the week are posted there. Our YouTube channel is On the Road with Mickey. Just search for us. The links are in the show notes, though. So remember, if you don't remember what to search for, you can go to our show notes and click the link. Um, and hello, YouTubers. Thank you for following and
Come
liking and
on.
subscribing and hitting the bell so that you get notified every week when we have a new episode up. You can email us at info@ontheroadwithmickey.com. We have our Instagram channel. I forgot that one. That's also On the Road with Mickey. And then our website is ontheroadwithmickey.com, and everything is accessible there. So don't forget to, that's how you connect with us.
Please.
But now it's time for the question of the week feedback. Last week, Sophie just opened a can because she's got a lot of responses to when is your next Disney trip?
I'm actually really glad to hear all this because
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was worried everyone was going to be like, Sophie, why on earth would you expect us to have a Disney trip planned already? And I'd be like, because you're my people, and if you're anything like me, you always have a Disney trip planned before you leave.
That's
Yep.
right. That's right.
Well, I'm going to start us off. I said that my next Disney trip is January 17th to 24th on the Disney Treasure.
Yay.
My answer would also have been that, but I'm kind of dead set on joining Aunt Brenda in December, so I'm gonna put that.
And then you're also going to, so you're going to say your next Disney trips, plural.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
in
That's awesome.
January, if not joining Aunt Brenda in December.
Yay. Come on down.
I'm gonna try.
Be
Aunt
awesome.
Brenda?
Well, my next trip is Walt Disney World, December 1st through 7th, and then on the seas with Mickey with some of my special favorite people on January 17th, 2026.
Can't wait. And by the way, Brenda, you've got yourself a stalker because I booked the same exact excursions you have.
Well, you know what?
Yes.
We're going to have a blast.
Yeah. I'm
A
like,
blast.
I got us Palo. So I hope you weren't
Awesome.
looking for like a romantic dinner with just Butch, because now you got three extra that are gonna, you know.
It's all
So
right.
just saying.
We'll just be there playing the world's smallest violin and setting the romantic tone.
There you go.
So nice. So nice there. I
and
love it.
then Megan's Bay.
Yeah.
And so the only
Yes.
thing we have to decide is what we want to do on Tortola.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
the three of us.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at with that. But
Well, that sounds like a blast.
On the
I'm
Seas
so
with Mickey
looking
is
forward
going
to
to
it.
be so fun.
I know.
We're going to record an episode from the ship.
I know. I'm so
So
excited.
that'll be so cool. Well, bless her heart, I feel my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Her
too. I
response
feel her.
was not soon enough.
Yeah.
And it's life. Life happens, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, Pam said October 2027. Wow, you're playing the long game when it comes to waiting.
yeah.
I don't
But at
think I
least
could
she's
last
got a
that long.
plan.
Yep.
That's right. Daddy? Aunt
Brenda?
Well,
Brenda?
Kim said 54 days. All right. And I don't know when she
Woo!
said that, but it's probably less than that now.
It
So
is, because
that's
she's
rock
my
on.
client and she is December 11th. So
Awesome.
it's less than that now.
Yay.
And then Lori, friend of mine, she's actually there now. She said, next weekend. And so since this goes up on Monday, she's there now or has just left to go home if it was just a weekend trip. But Lori, we hope you are having a lot of
Yes.
fun.
For sure.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Deb said, Robin, I agree. Not soon enough, but I'm hoping for November 2026.
Sounds good. Another holiday trip. Paula
Yes.
said, just booked for November 2026. Thanks, Brenda. That's my guest, Paula Bez, and I am so thrilled for her. Yay!
And then Elaine, this is Elaine, Pixie Elaine, said December.
Wow. These are all coming up very quickly. I can't believe it's almost Halloween.
This is sorry.
It's okay. Chrissy said, soon, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bill's
I hope
Closet
so
of
too.
Magic. Yeah. Brenda?
Cindy, our silent partner, said January 2026. Rock on! I'm so excited.
On the Seas with Mickey.
That's
Yay!
right. And then Chandler said, because of other big trips planned, the earliest is 2028.
Whoa.
Crying emoji seems so far away. And it is. But
I
look
know.
to the other trips, Chandler. Let that see you
Yes.
through. 2028 will be here in a blink of an eye.
That's
You're
true.
I
right.
mean, we're almost in November.
It goes fast, that's for sure.
Well, Sheila said 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I have to check. I hope it's 3 weeks.
Yeah. Teresa said December 1st for Jollywood Nights, but that's it. Epic the next day and then home. Yeah, I'm having a quick day at Epic before I get to Walt Disney World. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Karen said Disney Cruise October 25th. By the way, she's going on the Treasure also.
Nice.
And then
Oh,
Disney World November 17th. Karen has the right idea. She is traveling
Yeah,
oh
like
yeah,
man.
every
Yeah, and
month.
she's already gone. She's gone
yeah.
Yeah,
already by the
you're
time this
right. You're
episode
right.
airs.
She is.
She
Right.
gone. Have a great time, Karen.
All
Oh, I'm
right.
so happy to hear all of these.
That
Me
was
too.
great feedback. Great
Yeah.
feedback.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. So now it's time for our feature topic. One ride, many parks. We're taking a look at the attractions that span the globe at Disney. Those attractions that you find in multiple parks. We're comparing them and deciding which we like best. And so I just did a quick brain dump of things that I could think of, and then Brenda or Sophie, someone added extras that I had forgotten. So we have actually a pretty exhaustive list here. There's a lot more than I think I realized.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Good stuff.
so the first one, these are in no particular order, except this is the way that Mike thought of them. Um, and I think I was going kind of around the parks to kind of get to it. So
Yeah.
anyway, the first one on our list is the Jungle Cruise.
Hmm.
So who wants to
That's
go first?
So we're deciding which ones we like the best. That's difficult for the Jungle Cruise. And the
yeah.
reason I say that is because with the Jungle Cruise, um, you never get the same experience twice. Like the skippers change with every time you ride the ride, no matter if you're at Disney World or Disneyland. And so Disneyland, you could have an absolutely hilarious skipper, and then at Disney World, you could have a not so hilarious skipper, but it can flip flop just depending on when you go on the ride, on what boat you get.
Yeah. So
True.
which one? So just tell me, which do you prefer?
Is it a tie? Can we do ties or we have to choose?
We don't. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's kind of like you remember when we did this or that, and we were like, you know, the gray coloring in the castle, the
Yes.
gold,
Yeah.
and so it's not like we've just won the world if we have two
Yeah.
for that like this side and one that likes. I mean, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you're
am kind
right.
of torn though, because I'll tell you my thought on it is with specifically with the Jungle Cruise. I love the Jingle Cruise at Christmas at Disney World. I've never seen it ever at Disneyland. I don't know if they do it for Disneyland. I imagine they do,
Yeah.
but I love it there. But on the flip side of it, I think back to all the celebrities that got their start on the
That's
Jungle
my thing
Cruise
right
at
there.
Disneyland.
Yes.
So, like, you're more likely to see Josh Gad or someone over there
Yeah.
because it's
You're right.
California than you will in Florida.
Yeah.
But so I think I would choose Disney World because of the Jingle Cruise.
They have that at Disneyland.
Yeah, I know, but we don't go to Disneyland for
Yeah, that's
Christmas that
true.
often. So,
That's
Yeah.
so
But I think you're right. I think that thing about seeing like the likes of Josh Gad on the Jungle Cruise, I think that in itself is absolutely amazing. And just, I think I would have to go with Disneyland just because that's really the only difference is
I'm
that,
going with Disneyland for the same reason. That
yeah,
that just the chance, you know.
yeah,
uh-huh. Well, I'm going to be the negative, or not the negative, but the opposite, and I'm going to say Disney World.
All
that's
right.
fair.
Yep. All right. Yay.
Now
Because,
this one,
and the reason I say that is last comment for me anyway on this one is
yeah,
because I can see Josh Gad in this world. I can see it on YouTube, and it's like I'm there. What would be really neat is if we could go back in time and see Steve Martin
Exactly.
as a kid doing the
Yes.
Jungle Cruise and being the
Yes.
Jungle Cruise. That would be just like phenomenal. Be
I
like,
know.
can you imagine how funny that must have been?
I know.
That's
So,
very
Awesome.
true.
so anyway,
That is
that's why I'm
very, very
sticking
true.
with Disney World because I can see Josh Gad on YouTube him doing it. So, but anyway, it's all good. There's no wrong answer at Disney. That's
That's
the
right.
other good thing.
Unless it involves Universal. Well, on to one that I'm sure is going to be much easier. The Haunted Mansion next. Aunt Brenda, you're the one who saw the Disneyland version most recently. What do you have to say?
that that Disneyland version of Haunted Mansion with the magical holiday overlay is hands down fantastic. It is fantastic. I would choose that a million times out of a million. I
Okay.
Okay.
loved it. It was great. Did you ever get to slice together any of that stuff I sent you? I know it's
Not
probably
yet.
very, very rough footage. Sorry about that, but if when that's done and people can see it, they might. Yeah, it's not the same as being there, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Not yet, Brenda, but I'll get it.
No rush.
Listen, I really like the Haunted Mansion over at Disneyland. I like the antebellum South style
Yeah,
of architecture that you got going for it. I there's a lot of things I like about it, but there's just one thing that separates it from Walt Disney World for me, and that's the changing of the bride in the attic. They don't have Constance Hatchaway there anymore. I don't know about the holiday overlay. I've never seen it in person, so I don't think I can judge. But they took my beautiful Constance Hatchaway out of Disneyland's Haunted Mansion and they replaced her with a bride that I don't even know. I don't know what her deal is. I don't know if she's nice. If she's not nice, at least with Constance, I know the story.
it's constant.
And exactly, she's Constance. Consistent Constance.
That's funny. Well, I get that, and I agree, Sophie. I chose Walt Disney World also, um, but the reason I chose Walt Disney World is because I we haven't seen the holiday overlay,
Mm-mm.
and I think that might be a game changer. But what we have seen is the ghosts on the lawn at the
You're
Not So
right.
Scary, and that
Yeah.
is absolutely phenomenal because they were talking right to us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were interacting right with us. It was phenomenal. It was
True.
so cool. And I'm like, that kind of to me, that's its holiday overlay, you know,
That's
in a
true.
way, in a
That's cool.
smaller scheme. So that's why I chose Walt Disney World also. But I would love to see that holiday overlay for Haunted
Yeah.
Mansion because I'm sure it is absolutely stunning.
It
So,
is
Yeah.
awesome.
and I'm kind of pulling hairs here. It's not we're splitting hairs. It's not a
Well,
big difference.
sure. Sure.
All right. Well, Pirates of the Caribbean. I gotta go. It's my turn to start, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with Disneyland because of the double drop and the Blue Bayou and everything. I mean, and
It's
and and
longer.
and.
It's longer. It
I
lasts
mean,
longer. Much longer.
Yeah.
so
Disneyland's version is infinitely better. Don't get me wrong, I love Disney World's version.
I do
I
too.
love walking in and smelling that bromine water that's wafting all through the line queue. It always makes me feel refreshed, even though I'm sure it's toxic.
I also like the Disney World version at Not So Scary when you get the pirates behind the jail bars.
I remember that
So
the
that's
year
cool.
where we dressed up as Alice in Wonderland and one pirate made a pun of some sort and the other one looked and saw you and mommy and was like, well, you know what, mate? That's just Tweedledum. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But no, I like the Disneyland version a lot more for a couple of details that I'm going to point out that Daddy didn't mention. Um, in the line queue for the Disneyland version, there are murals on the wall of various pirates that existed in history, and one of them bears the last name of Gibbs, which is my mom's maiden name, and we actually have historical records where a great umpteenth great uncle of ours named Seth was actually a member of Blackbeard's crew.
Nice.
So that's one of the
I had
reasons,
forgotten
and
that.
yeah. And the other reason is because I'm still not sure if this is real or fake or not, but apparently in the lore, one of the skulls used to decorate the treasure scenes in the Disneyland version of the ride is real.
Ooh,
I don't think it's true.
I could live without that.
Well,
But,
I think it's
who am I to
fun.
know? Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
fun.
All
I
right,
like the
Brenda.
raised water platform too in the Disneyland one. Disneyland hands down
Yeah.
for pirates. No,
Okay.
Yeah.
no doubt.
So we're all Disneyland.
All of us. We are the same. I think we're going to be the same again in a minute.
I think so too. And I love how we're just talking about Disneyland and Disney World because we've never
We
been
don't.
to any of the
Right.
international parks, but I
Right.
can tell you, if I had been, I'm sure that a few of them would make this list. Haunted Mansion would not be nearly as simple of a choice as it is, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's a small world. Sophie?
Isn't this the one that's present in every single Disney park?
Mm-hmm. I think
Well,
so.
I think so too, but I'll need to fact check that. Disneyland's the best.
Brenda?
Totally agree.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and I've talked about it before. I like being indoors,
Yeah,
and so I like that we start indoors and we don't have to stand out in the sun at Disney
yeah,
World. But I think the scales tip when you have the actual and I don't know, maybe they have changed it and maybe they'll do it at Disney World, but I love the actual characters that are from movies
Exactly.
in the Disneyland one. I think that tips the scales, and I would love to see
Yeah.
them introduce that at Disney World. Be a
Mhm.
lot
oh yeah.
harder, but also, the the motif in the front facade of that
Oh,
ride is
yeah.
just
Gorgeous. Stunning.
picturesque.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Mary Blair did
So
such a good job with designing
Yeah.
this ride.
So beautiful.
so for
Yeah,
me, that those things are why. All
you
right.
hit the nail on the head.
Hmm.
Peter Pan's flight.
Whose turn is it?
Brenda.
Peter Pan's flight. That's a tie for me.
Okay.
By the way, I'm thinking of instilling a rule. We get 5 ties total. So Aunt Brenda used
We
one of
can't.
them.
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just her tie though.
No, it's
Yeah,
They
for
that's
all
my
of
tie.
us.
Sophie, what do you say? Because it won't be a tie among the three of us. There's always gonna. It's either all of us are gonna like something, or one of them's always gonna be ahead of another.
Okay. I have to say Disney World, just because it's been a really long time since I've seen Peter Pan at Disneyland. And I think the last time I remember going, I'm like, that line is even worse in Disneyland than it is in Disney World
True.
because it is all outside.
True.
And the
I'm gonna
thing, yeah,
go ahead. Keep
I
going.
was gonna say the thing about Disney World is they upgraded the line queue for that ride finally after how many years of it being over a 2-hour wait for that thing?
54.
Yeah.
Maybe not that many years. But
But
yeah.
they finally upgraded it to almost immerse you even more into the movie by taking you through the darling's home, taking you to see Nana and the kids' bedroom and play with Tinkerbell and all that. And I think that just elevated it so much.
Yeah. Well, I'm going with Disney World also, and the reason I am is a very specific reason. The Disney World is a continuous move unless someone needs to transfer. You know,
Oh.
whereas the Disneyland is, unless they've changed it, because the last time we were there was the 60th, so that was 10 years ago. Unless they've changed it, it's always, it starts and stops. So you get, it goes and it stops, and then people get it and then they go. It doesn't continuously move. And I think that contributes to the long line.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't
so from,
But I
remember
still don't
that.
understand why the line is always so darn long at Disney World, even though it's a continuous ride. That is the
yeah,
only continuous ride at the park that the line is always crazy long.
hmm you're
I
right.
don't I
Well,
And
don't understand.
actually,
I
the
don't
more I
either.
think about it, I always remember that line moving fairly quickly. But maybe my sense of time is skewed just because I was entertained for most of it.
It's always really high. Of course, we always
Hmm,
use Lightning Lane for it, or Fast Pass back in the day.
Yeah.
fair.
So, all right. Space Mountain.
Whose
Is
turn is it?
it Daddy, I think.
Oh, it's my turn.
We're getting all sorts of mixed up here.
Well, I am actually going to go with Disneyland Space Mountain because of the side by side seating.
That is a very valid point. But if I'm correct, Space Mountain at Disneyland doesn't have that Christmas overlay that they do for the party,
I
do
don't
they?
know. I don't know. We've never been there except during the summer, so they may very, very well.
Well, let's do a quick Google search to see if I'm right. Space Mountain Disneyland and Christmas. Space Mountain at Disneyland, California does not have a traditional Christmas overlay as the special holiday is exclusive to Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom
Okay.
during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So perfect. My reason for choosing Walt Disney World is valid. I love the Christmas overlay of Space Mountain. I love being able to see the structures that hold the ride up because they're bathed in red and green lights, and rock and roll Christmas music is always playing. And so I will suffer through the cramped legroom of that cart just to experience it.
All right. Brenda.
I'm going with you, Mike, for the Disneyland side by side seating because it does because the one in Walt Disney World doesn't always have that overlay, but it's always single seating, and I like the double seating better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say that, and I don't ride Space Mountain that much anymore because it's hard to get in and get out for me. Um, but I will say that I rode it during the Not So Scary Halloween party the first time I went, and the ride during the party is phenomenal because it is so much darker
Mm-hmm.
because of the Halloween party, and it just feels like you're going so much faster, even though you're barely moving. But anyway,
Yeah, because in the
it's
regular
really
version
cool.
of the ride, they have very tiny lights shining on a disco ball to mimic stars. And in the Halloween version, it's just pitch black.
Yeah, so
Pitch
it's
black is how I like a roller coaster, so I can't see the ground.
there you go.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, that takes us to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Sophie.
Well, I've never seen the one at Disneyland, so I can't really be a good judge of this. So naturally, I'm going to say Disney World. But I do imagine that Disneyland does not have a specific view from the train because the train at Walt Disney World goes through Tiana's Bayou and you can see a scene from the ride through these windows in a
Mm-hmm.
tunnel. I don't know if they have that at Disneyland.
I don't think
I
so.
didn't remember seeing that. No.
Okay.
But The other side of it though is, when it was Splash Mountain, you rode it as Splash Mountain,
Yeah.
and um, and there are the differences. Splash Mountain is single seating at Disneyland and double seating at Disney World.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's the reverse of Space Mountain, but
And he's talking about Tiana's, y'all, even though he called it Splash Mountain.
yeah. Well, I'm just
Mhm.
pointing out, and it's the same with Tiana's. So,
Mhm.
so even if you wanted to, you could use those comparisons from when it was Splash Mountain. Because it's the same ride vehicles. It's just rethemed on the what you
Yeah.
see, and so if that makes a difference, so if I don't know if that does or not.
Well, the first time I rode Splash Mountain, I was absolutely terrified because I saw the log flutes descending from that 50-foot drop into what looked like a patch of thorns, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, there is absolutely no way those people survived that.
Yet we did.
Yes, we did, but the only way my mom convinced me to go on that ride, and my dad too, was I made them promise that I wouldn't be in the front row and that I would be sitting next to one of them.
Yeah,
So my dad was in the front row, my mom and I were in the second row, and
it was so cool.
ignoring that incident with Daddy's hat and the beehives,
Oh,
when
sorry.
we were when we were
Oh
climbing
gosh.
up that peak to
Oh
go down the
gosh.
final 50-foot drop, my mom was like, Sophie, Sophie, let go of my arm. You're going to break it, because I was holding on to her arm so tightly. She thought I was going to snap the bone.
Snap it like a chicken bone. Tick.
Oh,
Oh
luckily I
gosh.
did not.
No, he did not.
I imagine mommy would have been very upset with me if I had.
Terrorizing
You
your kids, Mike, on the ride. Give me a break. Aren't you bad? Letting your hat go like that and scaring the poop out of her?
I was screaming
Fortunately
so
it
badly.
didn't. Because otherwise the ride would have closed if it had actually scared the poop out of her.
Code P, code P.
Anyway, so for that reason, for the side-by-side seating, I have to go with Disney World. Plus,
I
I have
do.
more experience with that. Plus, there's that lovely view of the final scene through the train windows.
Yes. Brenda, what's your call?
Same Walt Disney World.
Same here. It's all three of us.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
sitting next to a friend or a family.
Yes. And
Well, see, the funny thing is,
I gotta find
now,
I gotta find the picture of your Aunt Robin with Jim and the kids riding I'll text it because it is absolutely hysterical. Oh
Oh,
my gosh, they were so scared going down that drop.
oh
It
no,
was
poor
so funny.
things.
It
Oh.
was so, but it was so funny. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And I wasn't there. I've only seen it from that picture, but Robin's like, I was so terrified.
Poor thing.
Oh, bless their hearts. Anyway, I included the monorail. That's next on our list because the monorail is both places. So I think of it, it's not an attraction in a park, but I'm like, there are comparisons here. So I included it. Was I wrong?
I mean, it's an attraction in the park at Disneyland, but not at Walt Disney World. It's transportation.
Yeah.
mm, I would argue that all modes of transportation at Walt Disney World where you are not the driver are considered rides. So, for that reason, I would say Walt Disney World's monorail is a whole lot better than Disneyland's, because Disneyland's shuttles you only between Disneyland and downtown Disney. It doesn't go to California Adventure.
Well, monorail only goes around Magic Kingdom and the resorts. So,
And to Epcot.
oh, that's true. You're right. It does. It is transportation at Epcot. So, kind of a moot point. Maybe not.
We didn't ride it when we were there. Number
Yeah.
one, we didn't have time to do half of what we wanted to do, and we were going to ride it, but the windows were down. To me, if your windows are down, that means you are not air conditioned, and Brenda is not going on you when it's 86 degrees. So I like the air conditioned monorail at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
I'll
I don't
agree
want to
with
be
that.
stuck in, with people and smells and stuff in the, you know,
Yeah.
worst
No, I
smell.
agree
Worst
with
smell is
that.
me, is what I'm saying, but not a
Yeah.
fan.
I get it, and I agree in that regard. The only thing that makes it harder for me is the fact that the only place I remember riding up front was at Disneyland.
Huh.
I don't think we ever got to the front because we either were in too big a hurry or then they stopped doing it. Um, so we didn't wait for that front car. So we did ride up front at Disneyland, and that was
Oh, that's
really
cool.
cool. That
Yeah.
was really cool.
That's
So,
fair.
but I like the fact that I can get on and go all the way to Epcot. I forgot about the Epcot part, but yeah. So, all right, the railroads. This one I think might be tougher. So, who's going first?
Go ahead, Mike. I don't remember whose turn it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
pretty sure
either.
it's Daddy's.
Okay.
Now that I
Well,
think about it.
as you all know, I am a big fan of the railroads. Both railroads, the Disneyland Santa Fe Railroad and the Walt Disney World Railroad. I love them both. Um, I think that it's very much splitting hairs. I do love the Morse code at New Orleans Square, where they're playing the the opening day speech from Walt Disney.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I don't know Morse code, so I'm taking it with truth that that's exactly what it's portraying.
Yeah.
But I think it's really neat that it does that, and the fact that Walt was on that train,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So,
Yes.
but I love the Walt Disney World Railroad,
No.
you know.
I know.
So it's very much splitting hairs, but I think I'm going to go with Walt Disney World just because I have much more experience riding it, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm going to go with that, I think.
Also, isn't it true that you can fit Disneyland Park inside Magic Kingdom multiple times?
I don't know.
I
I
don't know
mean,
either.
maybe, but I don't
I'm
know.
I'm almost certain that Magic Kingdom is way, way bigger than Disneyland Park. And
Well,
so,
except that half of it's closed now.
but I
True.
mean size-wise, Aunt
Yeah,
Brenda,
I know.
because the train goes around the entirety of both of those parks. And so if Magic Kingdom is bigger, then that means the amount of time you sit on that train is longer.
That's
The
true.
Walt Disney World Railroad is 1.5 miles long. The Disneyland is 1.2. So it's 18 minutes for a full round trip at Disneyland and 20 minutes for a full round trip at Walt Disney World.
Hmm. Not much
So,
Okay,
different.
so I was slightly right, but the point still stands. I am correct. The Disney World version is longer, and that makes it better.
I I agree.
Since we're
I'm also
splitting
going with Walt
hairs,
Disney World.
Okay. All right. So we're all in agreement. Walt Disney World.
Yep.
Okay. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
ooh, I haven't been on the one at Disneyland in so long, but I vividly remember it being better somehow. I'm just trying to remember exactly how it was better.
At where?
At Disneyland.
I've never been on the one at Disneyland
I
because it
feel
was
like
always closed when I was there.
I feel like I've been on it at least once.
You probably have because you would go over to see Jagan. So you've been there when we haven't been. So I would imagine you may very well have been there. Have been there.
Problem is, I can't remember if I have or not.
Okay. Um.
I guess
eh,
that means that Walt Disney World's better if I can at least remember that one.
True for me because I have experience with it. So yeah, for me it is Walt Disney World. Brenda, do you have a preference?
The times I've gone to Disneyland, it's been closed. It was closed last week when I was there also, so I'm going with Walt Disney World.
Okay.
I think for
I
the sake of my own sanity, I'm gonna go with a tie for that one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. I will say I have vivid memories of getting stuck at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and I had my little iPod Touch. It wasn't
Oh,
even a
wow.
phone,
Oh,
and
wow.
I recorded, and it's on our YouTube channel, On the Road with Mickey YouTube. Go find it. And that voice you hearing, if you do go play it, is me sounding like a girl screaming when we started back up. So thank you very
Oh,
much. You know, just send me anything that
Take a
you
bow,
think.
Mike.
You
Take a
know,
bow.
so I have that memory, and I also have the memory of riding it while the fireworks are going off and looking over and seeing the
Exactly.
fireworks blow up while I'm riding the ride. It's
And
really cool.
Castle Dream Lights, by the way, were gorgeous when you were going up that hill. I wish they'd bring it back.
Come on, Disney. We know you're watching.
yeah.
You heard it here first for the 100th time.
Castle Dream
I
Lights.
would I would love to see them back too, because I haven't experienced them except on internet, and that's not the same. So, all right, the Autopia or Tomorrowland Speedway.
Whose turn is it?
It doesn't matter.
And I
I'm
say,
gonna I'm gonna go with Walt Disney World because now the Tomorrowland Speedway goes, oh, they're around Tron and TTA and all that, and I like that kind of track.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought about that. I was going to say, can I say neither?
yeah, you sure can.
Yeah, that ride, listen, I have nothing against it. I have nothing for it either.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Tomorrowland also. Um, I I I think we rode the Autopia once. And I don't ride the Tomorrowland hardly at all, but I do have a memory of riding it with Stephanie. Stephanie was driving, and I looked at her, and it was like she was texting and driving, and I'm like, "That's not safe. They're gonna give you a ticket." But it was all an act, and it was so funny. She's like,
That
"I'm
is
like, no,
funny.
you're driving."
That is fabulous.
So that it's the memory. That's what
Yes.
makes an attraction is the memory. So
My Joshy, that's all he wanted to do when we went on his first trip when he was 6. That's all he wanted to do was Tomorrowland Speedway. He drove that car with pride with his hat backwards. He just
yeah.
sweet thing. Now he's 32. God, time goes fast.
And he wishes that he didn't have to drive probably as much. Oh, yeah, time does go fast.
Yeah.
All right, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Aunt Brenda, did you like it when you went on it at Disneyland?
I love it, but it's the exact same to me. I mean, it's a tie on that one because it's the exact same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I suppose. Um,
It's not exactly the same. There's some parts of the projection are like backwards as far as because I guess that's how the building is made and stuff, but it's the same.
oh. Hmm.
If you didn't know, where you were or whatever, you wouldn't necessarily know which park you were in when you're riding it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the cool factor for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway over at Disneyland is the fact that it's in Toontown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yes.
got some street cred right there.
Yes.
But for me, I obviously haven't tried it over there, so I would have to say the Walt Disney World one because I know it and it's really cool and I really like it. So
But I
for me,
also
that's
just remember seeing that video of like the lion queue at Disneyland, and maybe it's just because I'm so used to the Grauman's Chinese theater one, but I distinctly remember seeing that popcorn popper with with the hidden Mickeys and the hidden characters made out of popcorns
hmm.
inside, and just that attention to detail.
So you're saying Walt Disney World?
No, I'm saying Disneyland. That's in
Oh,
Disneyland.
okay, okay. Well, let me fix this. You go ahead. I got it.
Okay. All right. Next on the list is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Aunt Brenda, you are our main expert on the Disneyland version of this.
Well, the ride's the same, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the cast members at Disneyland were more cast member like to me. They played their role better to me. But you can't, to me, judge a ride just on that because I haven't had every cast member that works at Walt Disney World and every cast member that works at Disneyland. So the ride being exactly the same, you know, there you are. Because I have, the ones we saw, the cast members we saw were very into their part. But I have had cast members at Walt Disney World that were much more into their part than others.
Hmm.
So I don't know how to answer that except the ride's the same. So to me, that's another tie. I don't know how to differentiate.
Okay.
Okay.
Sophie?
So wait, you're saying that the cast members at Disneyland, when you went, they played their parts as in they were in character?
Yes.
Like they
Like
weren't
they
just,
were mean, you were scum. You know
hmm,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Thing thing is, they did that very, very well at Walt Disney World too, I thought.
they
Well,
have. Yeah,
but
it
Brenda hasn't
depends.
experienced as much. It depends
I
on when.
see.
Um, I
Hmm.
remember when we were in line and I had my Mandalorian shirt that said "This is the way," and we were in the line, and the guy was right there when we were going to turn. He goes, "This is the way," and it was priceless because we
Oh
was
my
right there, and
gosh,
that's the
that's
way we had to
cool.
turn. And so it really fit.
That is cool. Yeah, I've had
So
really great cast members at Walt Disney World and at Disneyland. I had, but they're not consistent probably. I don't know if they are or not. I only rode it once at Disneyland. I've ridden it a bunch of times at Walt Disney World. So it depends on who you get that's working that day.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's fair. Um,
so maybe all three of us is a tie because it is
yeah.
the same thing. The only
Yeah.
thing that would make a difference for me, and I don't know. I remember you saying at Disneyland with everything being so compressed, you can see Star Wars like from somewhere else because
Yeah.
it's right on top of each other, whereas
Yeah.
it kind of feels more separated over at Hollywood Studios because of the
Yeah, because
economy
it's a
of
whole,
space. Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know if that makes a difference, but I mean, as far as the ride, it is the same. So I would say it's toss up for me. I haven't experienced it over there, but I do know it's good over here. So
It's excellent, right?
Mm-hmm.
yes. So are we all saying it's a tie?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Toy Story Midway Mania.
I'd like to go first, please.
Go for it.
Disneyland. 100% Disneyland. If nothing but for the theming of the ride itself, like where it is in the world, it fits in wonderfully in Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios in Disney World, but it fits so much better in Pixar Pier, which is like the Pixar
Oh, that's
version of
true.
Santa Monica.
Yeah,
Pier. So it makes sense that there would be carnival games there. It makes sense that you would have Mr.
that's
Potato
true.
Head sitting up on a pedestal and calling everyone to step right up, win a prize by shooting a ball or something like that. He did so well with it. I love
That's
that
true.
ride. And also just I think the ride functions better at Disneyland because the last time I tried to get on it at Disney World, like half the ride was closed down. And so it got to the point where people in the standby line were actually moving quicker than the people in the lightning lane.
Oh, well, Brenda?
I like Disneyland for the same reasons that Sophie said, but also the facade, the building, it looks it it's it looks better. I mean, to me, it's more. I mean, it fits in obviously where it is on Pixar Pier, but it looks better to me.
Okay, that's cool. And I'm going to stick with Walt Disney World. Um, I just remember back in the day, it was, do you run to get a fast pass for Toy Story Mania, or do you run to get in line for the Jedi Academy?
There you
Yeah.
go.
And we always ran for Toy Story Mania, and
I miss
it
those
was,
days.
and so it's not in the same location it was then. It's in a
That's
different
right.
location now,
Yeah.
and it's not quite the same, but it does fit really well with Toy Story Land. But you're right, Sophie. I didn't even think about the fact that it's part of Pixar Pier, and that of course is California Adventure, but it's really cool that it fits into there. So that
Yeah.
it does. So it's splitting hairs for me, but I'm going to stick with the Walt
Yeah.
Disney World. And I like the way Mr. Potato Head interacts, and um, I do one thing I think, and I don't remember if this is the way at Disneyland because it's been so long since I rode it, but having to climb up and over the stairs to get to where you load is a bit problematic at Disney World. And I don't know
Yeah.
if you have to do that at Disneyland or if it's reconfigured in such a way you don't. I don't remember. But if you're not in a ECV or having to transfer, then you do have to climb up and navigate those stairs, which
Yeah.
to me could be more problematic unless you have a dash or something and you get in the other way. So
Especially when you put your 3D glasses on before it's time.
Yeah.
and then they yell at you for doing that. Take them off. I said now.
Speaking of
Anyway,
that, I'm off topic, but I'm wondering how Ratatouille is going to be with the 2D now when they make it 2D instead of 3D. I'm wondering if that's going to make it.
They're
uh,
making it 2D?
I
They
didn't hear
are.
that. That's cheddar I missed.
Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is going to be made to 2D.
Wait, I just realized something.
What?
Remy's Ratatouille Adventure isn't on this list, but it existed in Disneyland Paris before it existed at Epcot.
Okay. We haven't
Well, we've
seen it in
never been there.
DLP.
I know, but
Well, don't worry about it.
okay.
Well, everybody got a little extra cheddar today. They're going to be making it into 2D. Kind of
Do you
Yeah.
excited.
know when?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
It's honestly, now that I think about it, the 3D effect with that ride was kind of,
I don't think people are fans of it. It's
yeah,
pretty.
for whatever, well, I know the reason. The reason was I wanted to wear my glasses when I was riding that ride, so putting the 3D glasses over my regular glasses
Exactly.
made the film kind of distorted and honestly a little bit disorienting.
I have to do
Okay.
the same. And they're going to close it down November for the upgrade. I don't think it's going to take very long.
No, it
Okay.
shouldn't.
I wouldn't
Not
think
if
it
they're
would either.
just updating the films.
Yeah, so it's hopefully when I go, it'll be because I get there December 1st, it'll be done already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
Well, we only have two attractions left on our list. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and knock these out. And the first one is Soren.
I added these last two because I'm like, you know, I need to add something to this list, and I noticed a couple that you've both missed. So, Soren, yeah.
So, which is your favorite, Sophie?
Honestly, it is back to splitting hairs. Or for the Soarin' ride in the Land Pavilion at Epcot, I liked the films that were featured there more because it was just classic Soarin', and then it was Soarin' Around the World, and I felt like I saw more with that ride. Meanwhile, the Soarin' over in Disneyland was just Soarin' over California for the longest time. And me not being very familiar with California didn't know a lot of what I was looking at.
Okay.
Like I knew about the giant redwood forest, I knew about obviously San Francisco and Los Angeles and San Diego. I knew about all of those, but there is a lot to California that I don't know about, and so I wouldn't recognize it if you showed me a picture.
Walt Disney
Okay.
World's back to California, but Disneyland is over the world.
I thought, why would Walt Disney World be soaring over California? It's in
They brought it
Florida.
back.
They brought it
Huh.
back. They do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, Brenda, do you have a favorite? So, Sophie, you're saying Disney World?
Yeah,
Okay.
just because I love the land pavilion so much.
Brenda?
Walt Disney World also. I love the air conditioned building so much.
Well,
With a line.
you two are the majority, and I'm actually going to say Disneyland. And here's my reasoning. Disneyland Soarin' is its own hangar.
That's true.
And
I
it looks
thought
like
about
you're
that.
going into an airplane hangar when you go to ride Soarin'. So to
Very
me
true.
that's a really cool thing, especially with my grandpa's background in aviation.
Yeah.
And then you got the planes and stuff out there, and then you have the or used to, it may not be there anymore, but you had this show with the singers that were dressed up in their outfits and whatnot, like they were flight attendants and things like
Ooh.
that.
I didn't see
Um,
that. Just saw, the same guy. The yeah.
but this was
Patrick.
outside. It was just part of that area.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
And
I was
so
complaining about the heat standing outside probably.
Yeah.
you probably were. But anyway, so for those reasons, that's why I'm going with Disneyland. But it is splitting hairs. I mean, I really like it being there, and I like the way you can do the interactive games and so forth while
To
you're
Yeah.
waiting
stand
in
alone.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's cool. And it's just splitting hairs. So
That's a
all
good one
right.
though, Daddy. I had thought about the airplane hangar, but I decided that I just liked the land pavilion more.
Mm-hmm. All right. Last one, the carousel.
I'm referring to King Arthur and Prince Charming's carousel.
Mm-hmm. So Sophie.
It really is a tie,
Okay.
but I think I like King Arthur's carousel more because it has the sword and the stone out front, and Prince Charming's has that too, but Prince Charming is from Cinderella, the sword and the stone is from the sword and the stone. So I feel like it fits better in Disneyland with King Arthur's carousel because it's the same movie and they're in
Okay, I get that.
very close quarters with each other.
So your King Arthur is Disneyland. What about Triton?
Oh, King Triton, that one is over in Pixar Pier, or at least it
Hmm.
was. It's now
Oh, that's right.
Jesse's
Yeah, it's
Roundup or
been.
something like that, but it is the same thing. If we're comparing those ones, then I have to go with King Triton's Carousel as it was before it was Pixar Pier, because I remember seeing all the princesses riding that carousel once while I was standing in line for California Screaming. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Ariel and Belle and Tiana and Cinderella and they're riding the carousel. That is so cool.
So you were standing in line for California Screaming for Brenda because she wouldn't be caught dead riding California
That's
Screaming,
right.
right?
That's
Correct.
right.
Okay, I
And
thought so.
also
I
for
just wanted to
me.
make sure.
And also for me.
Well, um, Brenda, which do you prefer?
I'm going with the carousel at Walt Disney World simply because all of my memories of my girls are on those, and that is my heart. So I can't, even though I love the one at Disneyland, and for many reasons, Disneyland is the original, but I, all my memories are tied up in watching my
Hmm.
girls in their princess dresses on the carousel at Walt Disney World.
And I'm Walt Disney World also. Um, and the reason is because of the time when Cindy and I went to go ride it, and then we saw from Dumbo, we saw Mickey and Minnie getting onto Dumbo while Sophie and Stephanie were in line for Dumbo. We were on the carousel and
Yeah.
we saw them, and I saw that from the carousel, and I'm like, that is so cool.
Well, it's
It's
Yeah,
still
the
exactly
cool.
my
memories.
reasoning
It's the
for
memories, yeah.
King Tritons.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Exactly. Different kind of prince and princess.
I
But
also just remember that one scene from the movie Saving Mr. Banks.
Hmm.
uh-huh.
That's the one about the author of Mary Poppins,
PL Travers, yeah.
yeah, working with Walt Disney to make the movie, and he takes her to Disneyland for a day so he can, talk with her and try to get her on board with this. He has her and him skip the line for the carousel and ride it together. And she's like, "Did you really get me on this carousel just so you could tell me about your life story?" And he said, "No, I had a bet with one of the boys that I couldn't get you on a ride. I just won $20." And it
Oh
was
gosh.
fun because it's Walt and he was playing and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was having fun, which is the entire reason why
He
Disneyland was created.
Yep.
exactly. All right. Well, that was a great topic. That is a lot of information, and it's it's really cool to go through those sorts of things. So
Yeah.
that takes us to Sophie, your question of the week.
Honestly, I love how easily the questions flow from the conversation, and I feel like this question asks itself. We talked about so many rides across multiple parks, but those two parks were limited to the US, even though there are so many Disney parks around the world. So I want to ask you, have you ever been to an international Disney park? And if you have, which one?
Very good.
I know there will be at least one answer that was a yes, because I
Okay.
know some people who have been to an international Disney park.
Yeah. That would be cool. I'm looking forward to see what
Yeah,
answers we get. I have not been, so I'm
no,
Me
neither
neither.
have I.
so
Maybe that
uh
will change someday, but for
yeah.
now, that's it.
All right. Well, Sophie, it's time for this day in Disney history. So you take it away, honey.
All right. Excuse me. The year is 1954. It is October 27th, a Wednesday, by the way.
Okay.
Walt Disney's very first television series, Walt Disney's Disneyland, named after his yet to be completed park, premieres on ABC with the episode The Disneyland Story. About 30.8 million American viewers tune in to what will be a TV tradition for more than 40 years. First, viewers are given a quick tour of the Walt Disney Studios and then are introduced to Walt Disney's newest venture, a theme park called Disneyland. This episode, directed by Robert Flory, is the public's first real exposure to Disney's plans for a park in Anaheim. The episode also features the song The Ballad of Davy Crockett, sung by Fess Parker as a coming attraction for the upcoming Crockett trilogy. In the first 6 months of 1955, nearly 7 million copies of the song will be sold. The Disneyland series will go on to air for multiple seasons under some 6 different titles.
Nice. And that's really cool. And
Yeah.
what's funny to me is that of late on my Disney Hits channel on Sirius XM, they have been playing the Ballad of Davy Crockett by Fess Parker a ton. And I wonder if it's because of it getting its debut
I wonder.
around, you know? I
Yeah.
wonder
Maybe.
if that's why it's been brought back into the. So it's kind of
Very
cool.
well might be.
So,
Yeah.
well, great
job,
history.
Sophie.
Good
Thank
job.
Thank you.
All right. It's time to stump the Soph.
Good luck.
This character is extremely laid back.
Okay.
This character doesn't worry about being the best. This character, there's a lot of little clues. This character would take it easy with other characters, his other friends. And this character would rather share a joke or two.
It's not it's a Pixar character. I know that much, and so I know it's not Baloo from the Jungle Book.
No.
Okay, laid back, doesn't care about being the best, prefers to tell a joke or two with his friends.
This character doesn't care about being at the top of the leaderboard. Think about a movie where there was a ranking that showed who was at the top. And maybe there was a record that was broken.
Oh, it's Sully
It's
from
not
Monsters
Sully.
Inc. No?
It's not Sully, but
But
is
it
the one
is
with
from
is it from Vanellope's movie? I don't
No,
remember the name of the
you're
movie.
in the
No.
right movie. You're in the right
it's
movie.
Monsters Inc. I know that much because it's the
Ah,
scare
nice.
record.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, this character is very laid back, doesn't worry about being at the top of the leaderboard, likes to share a joke or two. He's a little bit clumsy too. He's accident prone.
Georgie?
Yes, right.
Georgie
George.
Sanderson.
George. It just
Very
says George.
good.
So
Yeah, but the 2319 guy.
Very good, Sophie.
so
Woo!
yep.
She's killing it. Her record is like 1 billion to 2 or something.
Yep.
Thanks. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a little bit closer than that.
I don't think so. That
And
is
then-
fabulous.
When he did have the sock stuck to his back and it was the CDA had to come and they shaved him and he lost most of his hair
Oh.
because he was contaminated.
Poor thing. That does not sound like a lot of fun.
No.
Yeah. But anyway. And
Very
he had to wear the cone of shame to
Yeah.
stop from scratching his freshly shaved skin.
Oh.
Anyway, George from Monsters Inc. Good job, Sophie.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right, Brenda, time to close us out with a little bit of Walt.
All right. Again, we feel there is a strong secondary value here in that watching the Mouseketeers and their guests in action, boys and girls in homes throughout the land will feel impelled to discover and develop their own talents, whatever they may be. Walt Disney. Talking about his television show with the Mouseketeers,
Yeah.
reaching the children.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
And developing, is bringing up the next generation,
Hmm.
Great
Yeah.
quote. Thank you, Walt. Thank you,
Thank
Brenda,
you,
for
Walt.
sharing it.
Welcome.
That, my friends, wraps us up for this week. Next week, we are taking a look down memory lane, and we are talking pixie dust. Those moments when a cast member has given us pixie dust, or when we've given, another guest pixie dust, something that made their trip just fab, or made our trip fabulous. So we're going to go through and we're going to talk about those moments. And I'm looking forward to hearing what the ladies have to say. But that's next week. For this week, we hope you've had a great time listening with us. We hope you've laughed with us and that you have a smile on your face because of watching us on the YouTube or listening to us on the audio. I hope that you're having a great week. If you're having a rough week, I hope someone shares a smile with you. Remember, share your smiles. We ran into a gentleman and he said, you know what? I asked him if he needed anything as far as prayer or whatever, and he said, let's just pray for the world. And so that's what we did. And that's what we have to do. We have to look after each other. So share your smile with someone who needs it. And if you're having a rough week, I hope someone shares their smile with you so that you have a better week. Until next time, though, I'm Mike. She's Sophie. That's Brenda. And he's Grogu. And we will
See
you on the road. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Grogu.
May the force be with you.